cruising. 98.3 WSVZ.
WTIM. And you're listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pina, and Oak and Eat Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and academic years and school districts in our area are just about coming to an end if they have not already. And among those is in the Pana School District, and there's plenty going on in the district, in the schools, and all of that in terms of how the academic year finished and what's going on over the summer. And we're going to talk about all of that and much more with Jessica Miller, the superintendent of the Pana School District. Jessica, thanks for coming on this morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Yes, yeah, no, it's good to have you on, and good to for me to interview you for the first time since I took over the show. So yeah, I know you've had a lot to celebrate in each of your buildings at the Pana School District, and I'd love to hear a little more about what those celebrations are.
Well, sure. First, I just want to share that this is my first school year serving as superintendent of the Pana School District. So I feel like that's a celebration in itself. I'm completing my first year serving the district in this position. Each building had plenty to celebrate this year, so I just want to highlight a few things from each of our school buildings, which, by the way, today is our last day of student attendance. We dismiss early today. We dismissed around noon, and so just lots of excitement. So at the elementary school, we started evaluating our reading curriculum. Now, this is a district-wide initiative, but we took a really hard look at how we were teaching reading curriculum at the elementary level, really focusing on the science of reading and the research behind it. And we're going to continue this work the next school year. We also made some adjustments to our arrival and dismissal procedures to allow for 15 extra minutes of instructional time each day, which is also another added benefit for our students and staff. And we also want to share that this is something that we feel is also a celebration. We have one campus now, and so that permits partnerships between our elementary building and our junior high and high school. So we have several students that visit the elementary school every day to mentor and help in the classrooms, which I just love to see. I love to see our students, helping other students in their day-to-day and their learning process.
Nice.
So,
well, wait, did you have more?
Well, of course, other buildings, yes, but
Okay.
That's the elementary.
Okay. Go on.
And then on junior high, we piloted a one book, one school program that was supported and funded by the Pana Education Foundation. And what that meant was each student and staff member were given the same book to read, and they completed activities together throughout the fall semester. And the book was called Friendle Files. And so we're looking to now expand the one book, one school program to our elementary building next year, also supported again by the Pana Education Foundation. We also hosted Career Day, actually just a couple weeks ago at the junior high, and it's been a program that's been going on for several years now. But we had a unique lineup this year. This year, our speakers were all Career Day alumni, all alumni of either Pana Junior High or Sacred Heart School, and they attended Career Day themselves as they were students in junior high. We also made history this year. Our junior high softball team was the first to make it to the state series, which is also fun to celebrate. Moving on to our high school, 100% of our seniors graduated. We saw a drastic improvement in our attendance throughout the school. Our discipline referrals were down. I know I've spoken to Mr. Kevin McDonald about these celebrations, and he wants to give credit to our new counselor, Andy Livingston, and our new assistant principal, Ashley Christensen. They were instrumental with these celebrations and helping get our seniors to the finish line and improving attendance and discipline referrals that they were down as well. So also a celebration, we had 61 scholarships awarded at the scholarship dinner this year. So just sharing some highlights from our buildings with the community.
No, those are all great highlights. Congratulations to you on 1 year on the job and getting that going and yeah, talking about having I think what you said was the elementary and the junior high schools. It sounds like those are in the same building, and you talked about some of the partnerships that that are coming about that. Talk about how those partnerships will kind of improve how things go, right, for the students and the faculty, and really just like outcomes as a whole for those two schools.
Well, the elementary building and the junior high and high school, just they sit on one campus, so they're all separate buildings, but they're within close proximity, and that
Oh
just
yeah.
makes it easier for our students to travel back and forth between the buildings. And we have a lot of advantages to this. The elementary students look up to our junior high and high school students so much, and so when they see them come into the buildings, it just helps motivate them, interest them to what's going on in the classroom. They play games with the kids. They get right in there during instructional time and help with manipulatives and interventions. But also the older kids too, some of them find an interest, in possibly pursuing a career in education themselves. And so there's a lot of benefits in these mentoring opportunities.
No, that makes sense, and I think it's great. Like what you mentioned there, right at the end of that. For students who maybe want to become educators themselves, now they get a little bit of a test run at it themselves as still students in Pana. So that's great. Really happy about that. I want to go back to something you said about the high school because yeah, it sounds like you folks have seen some improved outcomes there in terms of like attendance and discipline. I know you credited the school counselor. I'm curious if there were any like specific initiatives or policies that you folks put in place that you think maybe contributed to that.
Well, we do have a couple policies in place that we do feel help our student attendance. One is that students are expected, of course, to be at school on time, and if they miss, now I'm not going to know the exact number of days off the top of my head today, but if they miss, less than so many days, then they don't have to take finals, and of course that's a big motivator there for our kids. But also, we just have high expectations. Attendance is important. You're going to learn if you're at school, right? You're at school doing the work that you do and building those relationships with the students and teachers. So coming to school is very important. But yes, we have some other policies too in place just to help just improve the overall climate and culture within the building.
All right. So yeah, so it seems like you put that in place and then got some of the outcomes you described earlier. So happy for you folks about that. You've got another high school graduating class to talk about, and it sounds like you shared some things at the commencement, and I'd love to hear a little about that too.
Sure, we had 93 students graduate this year, and what was fun for me is about a month or so ago, I sat down with small groups of seniors just to chat a little bit about their time here in the Pana School District, some of their memories from being in our school district, but yet things that we could improve on here as well, but also their future plans. And so I really enjoyed listening to what the kids were going to do next with their futures. We have, almost half of our graduating class entering the workforce or the trades, where the others are heading into a junior or a four-year college or university. So I just loved hearing about what their goals are, what they anticipate for their futures. But a couple of the themes that I had within my my talk with the seniors the night of graduation was one, gratitude. Practicing gratitude and how the practice of gratitude replaces those anxious thoughts. We have those difficult times where we get a little anxious, we get a little overwhelmed, things may be uncertain. But when you really step back and think of all the things that you're grateful for and all the good going on in your life, it helps replace those anxious thoughts. I also talked about marigolds. Marigolds are planted in gardens and in flower beds to help keep the pests and the weeds away, and talk to the graduating class about, being a marigold for other people, being supportive for others in your life, but also finding the people that will lift you up, that will be your marigolds for you, that will support you and help keep those weeds, those pests away. So those are my messages for the graduating class.
I love that analogy about marigolds. I actually did not really know that marigolds really serve that exact purpose. I'd heard of the flowers, but no, I think it's great that you incorporated that and got to interact with some students on a bit of a closer level as well before that. So Great for you folks there. From the students, I want to go now to faculty and staff, because it sounds like you've got a couple of them retiring at the end of this year, and I'd love to hear about them as well, and whatever else you have to say about that.
Sure. We have a staff meeting today at 1 o'clock where we will honor our retiring teachers. We actually held a retirement reception a couple of weeks ago at the high school commons that was very well attended by community members and faculty and staff. But first, we have Gary Boker, who's retiring from the district with 33 years of service. He taught at the high school, he teaches at the high school, teaches PE for us. He coached basketball for several years as well. Rebecca Mankey is retiring with 32 and a half years of service. She served the district as a Title I reading teacher. She worked at Washington Elementary School for several years and then transitioned to the elementary building whenever we constructed that new building. So she finished her career. Also, we have Travis Pierce with 33 years of service. He has taught English language arts for us at the junior high level for several years. So quite a career, lengthy careers here, something to celebrate for them. And so we look forward to recognizing their years of service this afternoon.
Nearly a century between those three in experience. So congratulations to all of them. And I look forward to how that goes at the recognition tonight. I'm talking with Jessica Miller, the superintendent of the Pana School District. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some summer projects going on in Pana schools. That'll be after this break right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
If you're like most people, finding extra money for your savings just doesn't happen. Hi, this is Julie Sanchez at People's Bank and Trust, and we have the solution you've been looking for. Sign up for our Save by Spendings Roundup program, and we'll round up your purchases to the next dollar, then transfer that change to your savings account. It's as easy as shop, enjoy, and save. Start saving for the things you really want with our Save by Spending Roundup program. Call 888-PBT-1954 and let us put you and your savings first. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for quality hardware supplies at competitive prices? Head to Norrin's Hardware, your trusted hometown hardware store in Pana. Whether you need plumbing products, electrical supplies, lawn and garden essentials, propane, or key cutting service, you're guaranteed to find what you need. And at Norrin's, you'll always get friendly, outstanding customer service from a team ready to help with every project. Visit Norrin's Hardware today at 15 West Main Street in Pana. Norrin's Hardware, the trusted hometown hardware store.
Hello, I'm Will Perkins, the new owner of Taylorville Home Source. I'm committed to continuing the local service you've always counted on, along with the same great flooring options, kitchen cabinets, shower systems, and design expertise that Taylorville Home Source is known for. Stop by 1316 East Park, online at TaylorvilleHomesource.com, or via phone at 217-824-6121. Taylorville Home Source, your one source local design center.
It's tax time and your refund goes farther at Landmark at Taylorville, your Chevy, Buick, and GMC headquarters. This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager. Drive home in style, power, and reliability with huge savings on our full lineup of trucks and SUVs. Bring in your tax return and let one of my leprechauns maximize your budget. Plus, with over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships and our lifetime powertrain warranty, why would you buy anywhere else? All roads lead to Landmark at Taylorville. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
Brandy Bruley here, Superintendent of Taylorville, inviting you to find out the great things happening in our district. Tune in on air or online to the WTIM Morning Show the first Thursday of the month at 8:40 when we present our monthly Good News segment. From academics to the arts to athletics and more, we'll focus on how we achieve student success every month. Tune in on air or online when the WTIM Morning Show presents the Taylorville School District Good News segment the first Thursday of each month at 8:40. And go Tornadoes.
Double your impact with sight and sound. Reach customers through our 6 regional radio stations, plus capture their attention with our 36 by 72-inch digital billboard right on Route 29 in Taylorville. That's nearly 11,000 drivers seeing your message every single day while they're already listening to your radio ads. Ready to maximize your reach? Call your regional radio account manager today and put your business in front of eyes and ears across Central Illinois. Regional radio is where your message gets noticed.
Your information station. WTIM.
And we're back on the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I continue my conversation with Jessica Miller, the superintendent of the Pana School District. And we talked about a lot of great things going on throughout the schools in Pana that happened near the end of the academic year, or at the end of it. And I want to turn now to some summer projects. It sounds like the Pana School District and the schools are going to be busy with some of these projects going on at the schools. And I'd love to hear about what some of them are.
Oh, sure. So one of the ones I want to highlight is our new softball field. We started this project several months ago, hoping to see it through the finish line this summer. We are very fortunate to have access to our 1% sales tax, and so we're using that money to fund this project. So looking forward to seeing our girls play on that field, beginning with junior high this fall, hopefully, and then continuing into the spring season. We also will see some work on our baseball diamond. The Painted Diamond Club is going to do a project there, and they're going to put turf on the baseball diamond. So we're hoping to see that project start up here within the next couple months. And then we are working on bringing our soccer teams onto our campus and having a space for them as well. In the past, soccer and softball have played their games and sometimes practiced out at Tanner Field. And we're bringing all of our sports as much as we can back to onto our campus, and we're excited about that. So hopefully soccer will be playing this fall on our campus as well. Also, our bus garage will be moving to the former Walmart property. We're going to be moving our buses into that here soon. Also, our unit office will transition to the current Lakeland building that sits across from the old Lincoln Elementary School. We will be moving our office into that space here in the next few months as well. So a lot of yes projects coming up, but a lot to look forward to here in the district.
Yeah, sounds like a lot to look forward to. You've got you mentioned the softball field, soccer. It sounds like you folks were playing at at Tanner Park, I think is what you said. How far is that from like the school itself?
It's only a few miles away, but we'd just like to see that, we can have our sports participate, on our campus. So it wasn't too terribly far away, but it's nice to have a facility on our campus that we can then maintain. And it also is better, with supervision too, with games and with practices. So I'm glad we could do that for the softball team. Yeah.
So you've got those changes coming up. When you were talking about soccer, it kind of reminds me of a saying that's commonly used with England's national soccer teams: "Football's coming home," and it sounds like that's what's happening with you folks. So, and then you talked about the bus garage moving, the district offices as well. Any like renovations or anything like that, like inside the buildings?
Well, we did start some renovations over in the former Walmart property. We put some garage doors on the front. We're taking care of some, internet access and cabling in that building as well. But it's a very large building. We have some buses already sitting over there and storage. So just some basic renovations there. But the unit office, we will do some minor renovations, put up probably a couple walls just to shore up some office space for our unit office staff, but very minor renovations there. The bulk of the work that's going to be done is just moving the contents out of this building to the next office. So
okay, yeah. So
lots to come.
Yeah, no, plenty of that to come as well. Into the final minute here, when does the next academic year start for you folks?
Oh, that's a good question. So we will start. I'm looking at my calendar because we're looking ahead. Our first day of student attendance will be August 14th. We will have Teachers Institute on August 13th. So just right around the corner. I know summer is starting and it's very exciting, but a lot of work to do to get ready for the new year, and so that we're ready in our buildings to welcome everyone back. So.
All right. Yeah, no, looking forward to that and hearing about how it goes. Jessica Miller, the superintendent of the Pana School District. Jessica, thanks for coming on this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and have a great day.
Yeah, you as well. And thank you for listening here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Secretary of State Rubio says there are details yet to be worked out in talks with Iran. This is U.S. forces